All right. Thanks for meeting with me again.
Definitely.
Everything been going all right in your classroom?
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting into the school year, working on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely just trying to, find the best route to take with Troy, so yeah.
Absolutely. So, we're here today to talk about Troy, to talk a little bit about where we left off last time, which was discussing some interventions.
Mm-hmm.
So, when we talked about possibly doing some flashcards.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've came back today and I've got some ways that we're going to start getting that intervention going.
Alrighty.
Okay, so I know that when we talked about Troy before,
Mm-hmm.
we were talking about his reading fluency and his reading comprehension have just not quite been at grade level. We said that on his dibbles he scored at about a 70%.
Mm-hmm.
Benchmark is in that 94 to 97% range, so definitely has a discrepancy there. But we were saying that we feel like if his word recognition was to be improved, that we feel like the fluency and the comprehension should improve as well.
Definitely, I agree.
Right, that was kind of the context of our last meeting. If I'm remembering that correctly.
Spot on.
Good. So in order to work on his word recognition, we were talking about doing flashcards. When we talked, we were kind of worried about diminishing or bringing down his confidence level with reading. We absolutely don't want to do that, so we were talking about doing a fold-in method.
Yeah.
With those flashcards. So what we've done is we have a master list based off of our curriculum of words that Troy should be using or Troy should be able to know at this point in the school year. And so we have taken those lists and we've put them into flashcards for us. And so what we're going to need to do is have you sit down with him and go through those flashcards first, just to figure out how many of those flashcards he knows and how much he doesn't know.
Yeah, okay.
So just giving him the flashcard, having him read the word. If he knows the card, put it in one pile. If he doesn't know the card, put it in another.
Okay.
And then once we have those two different piles, then the idea is that we can take those and we're going to do an intervention where you can give him 7 cards from the pile that he knows.
Okay.
And 3 cards from the pile that he doesn't know.
It hasn't mastered. Okay.
Exactly. And so then you can just take them together and go through them.
Okay.
So to say that if he knows the word, he reads it correctly, reads the right way. If he seems to be hesitating or if he's taking longer than 3 seconds to read the word, put it in the doesn't know, because we want him to have these words down. We want him to be mastered.
Yeah.
So, like I said, you're going to have each day you're going to have a deck of 10 cards, 7 words from the deck he doesn't know, 3 from the ones he does. Or I'm sorry, vice.
No, that's all right. I have a quick question.
Yes,
would
absolutely.
you like me to stay consistent with the 7 that he has mastered and 3 that he has?
Yes, absolutely. So it's going to be 7 cards that he does know and 3 cards that he doesn't know. By saying, giving it to him, saying what is the word, waiting for him to respond. If he says the word correctly, you say, yes, that's correct, awesome, and keep going through the cards. If he doesn't say the word correctly, you just say, oh, the word is
so tell him,
and then have him say the word.
Okay.
So if the word is correspondence, have him read the word, and if he doesn't quite get it, go, the word is correspondence. Now you say correspondence.
So he can still familiarize himself with it.
Exactly. Getting that word fluency that we're really working on there. So what's going to happen is, as you're going through these cards with him, once he has gone through all 10 cards correctly 3 times in a row, then we're calling that mastered.
Okay.
He's got those cards down.
So he understands those.
Yep, and then that's when you're going to trade out and you're going to pick new words from our piles. So you'll take those 10 cards, put them all in the known pile, take 3 more from that unknown, 7 from the known, and start over until he has all of the words down. Does that make sense? Did I answer your question?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, wonderful. So with this intervention, I know you do have a parapro, Miss Bess, right?
Yes.
Who do you think would be best to implement this intervention? Do you feel like it would be you? Do you feel like it would be Miss Bess?
I personally would prefer to implement it myself first while having Miss Bess present, just so she can have an idea of how we want to go about doing that. And then if I needed her to implement it, I would, but personally I would just prefer to do it myself, and I would make time each day.
Okay. So I think what would be best is if you feel like you can take this on, we'll go ahead and plan to have you implement the intervention.
Okay.
With Troy as much as you can, just so we can have consistency with it.
Okay, yeah.
But if there's a day where you can't, then Miss Bess definitely can step in. We just need to make sure that she's implementing it the same way that you are, right?
Okay.
But that's not a problem. I understand that sometimes things come up and you might not be able to get to it.
Exactly.
Not a problem. Okay,
and I wouldn't want him to miss out on the day because of that.
Absolutely. I think that's great. So we'll have you go ahead and implement that intervention for him.
Okay.
I was thinking we could maybe do 5 minutes a day.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe 3 days a week. Maybe do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Definitely.
If that should work in your schedule.
Like that. Yeah.
We were talking about maybe doing that during that sustained silent reading hour. Maybe or that.
Because Tuesdays and Thursdays are a little more hectic.
They are okay.
Yeah, so that's why I like Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday works for you. Okay, great. So we'll do 5 minutes a day, 3 days a week. We'll do 6 weeks.
Okay.
Maybe just to see where he's at. There's not that huge discrepancy, but there is a little discrepancy there. And as for checking to see how he's doing, I've actually shared an Excel file with you, an Excel sheet that's got that broken down by day, so you can keep track of how many cards he's known and how many he doesn't know.
Yeah.
And so it's in that Excel sheet.
Okay.
I don't know if you've had a chance to look at that.
I have not, but I'll.
That's all right. That's all right. Not a problem. But I just wanted to make that really easy for you, so we could keep track.
Okay.
And that way, from that, we'll then be able to graph the data, maybe at 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, just
see where he's at.
Exactly, just to see if he's making improvements. Because I don't want to stick with this intervention if it's not going to work for him.
I agree. Yeah, we wouldn't want to waste time on it or it may just, even if we need to modify it some,
Exactly. And it might be that he masters these words right away, and so then we're going to have to decide where we're going to go from that.
Okay.
Where to go from there. So we'll make sure we're checking on his progress through that Excel sheet and collecting the data.
Okay.
But then we'll also, at the end of the 6 weeks, use the progress monitoring from the Dibbles that they provide us, just so we can get that percentage accuracy from his baseline data.
Yeah.
Is this all making sense? Does this all sound like it's going to work for you and work in your classroom?
Yeah, and I appreciate too how you explain why it's necessary for us to have that baseline data from the Dibbles to see if his percentage. Am I correct?
Yeah, his word his percentage of word accuracy.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because we want that's our goal for him. So we need to make sure we're meeting our goal and not just having him learn a whole bunch of words for no reason.
Definitely.
And then what I was thinking is I could potentially maybe come into your classroom if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Maybe as you're starting out this intervention, in case any questions come up. I know you're a new teacher.
I'm screwing it up.
No. Just in case you have any questions.
Yeah.
Just being a new teacher, and so maybe I can come in the first day or so of the intervention, so you just have a resource there.
Whenever you like, honestly. Seriously. Yeah.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I can just kind of pop into your classroom, check on him, check on you, see if everything's going okay, and making sure that this intervention's going all right.
Because it sounds very simplistic, but I wouldn't want to mess something up and then that alter, his progress or throw off the entire intervention. So yeah, I'd be more than willing to allow you come in.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So, do you think we can go ahead and get this intervention started? Maybe on Monday.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Let's
all right.
do it.
So we'll start our intervention on Monday. And do you have any other questions or concerns for me at this point?
No, you've pretty much covered everything. So
all right. Excellent. Thank you so much.
All righty.